5 things to consider on your first date. Now, when you meet someone for the first time, there are questions that you just need to throw in directly so that you know before you start pursuing someone further. If you ask the simple questions, your relationship will be very hard. If you ask the hard questions, your relationship will be very easy. So I want to share with you specific topics, especially 5 topics that you should be able to slide in your discussions. These are not questions that you ask directly. These are questions that you use wisdom to pick and to note information so that you are able to understand what type of a partner is this. So here are 5 topics that you should consider on your first date or initial period of dating. Number 1, their status. Yes, the reason why I'm talking about their status is because there are people who are dating married men, yet they think they are single. There are people who are masquerading as single, separated or divorced people, yet they have families at home they are still taking care of. And that's why you need to investigate and ask these questions directly so that you don't end up finding yourself in a very compromising situation. There was a king who never asked these questions. In fact, he was confused. He was told, "You're dating my sister," but in real sense, he was dating someone's wife. And the Bible says that God appeared to him and told him, "You are dead flesh." Listen to this one. Genesis 20 verse 3. His name was Abimelech. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, "Indeed, you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife." Now, if you read through that story, you will notice that even the wombs of all the people in his family were closed by God himself, because he was not happy that he was dating a covenanted woman. What am I trying to say? Some of your things, some of your businesses, some of the things that you pursue as resources might be closed down, and you might notice you're not as fruitful because you are dating someone who is already covenanted. That's why you need to do your investigation. They might tell you they are single, they might tell you they are separated, they are divorced, but in real sense, they are still married. That has some consequences. So please, figure out whether you're dating a single person. Number 2, you need to know their faith. I'm talking about, are they a Christian? Are they a Muslim? Are they Buddhist? You need to exactly know what is their faith. If you meet an atheist and a Christian, you might notice there are things that you will not be equally yoked. That's why the Bible says you should not be yoked with unbelievers. If you are a believer, you need to look for believers. The Bible says in the book of 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14, "Be ye not unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion has light with darkness?" Make sure you're of the same faith. I remember, people are different even when it comes to the same faith. We have Christians, but we have that believe in a certain way. So you need to ensure that you share the same faith. Number 3, what is their belief system? How do they see life when it comes to marriages? When it comes to families, when it comes to finances? How do they see life when it comes to dealing with issues from home? You see, understanding their belief system will help you become compatible, because people believe different things, and this is what causes incompatibilities in relationships. This is very, very important. Bible says in Ephesians 4 verse 18, "Having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart." You need to engage in different topics when it comes to favor, when it comes to mercy, when it comes to faith, different topics about life, and this will help you understand their belief system, the conditioning of the mind. Number 4, You need to understand their vision. You need to understand, where is this person going? In the next 20 years, where is this person going? Because you don't want a situation where you marry someone because right now they're in a certain career. Maybe someone is a banker, but in the next 20 years they want to become a politician, and maybe you don't like politicians. So you need to figure out where are they going, so that you can see whether you're going to the same direction. The Bible says where there's no vision, people perish. That's in the book of Proverbs 29 verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Now the last one that is very important, there could be more, but this one is, I think, very, very important. Family background. You need to know, where do they come from? What do they do in their family? What patterns are in their family? What is their bloodline? What happens in their family? What cycles usually happen? That's why you notice in the Old Testament, they always looked for people from the same family line, the same clan. Now, if you check in the book of Genesis 26 verse 34, this is Isaac and Rebekah. They felt so bad because their son had married women from a different belief and family background. Bible says in Genesis 26:34, when Esau was 40 years old, he took as wives Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. Verse 35, and they were a grief of mind to Isaac and Rebekah. Family backgrounds really matter. If you pick someone whose family has issues, has demonic activities happening, has a history of many things happening, you might end up, by the way, it's also good to ask things about their fathers, especially if a lady has been brought up without a father. There are things you need to know. You'll have to play the role of a father when you get into this relationship. So that's why it's very good to know these things. And the Bible talks about the story of Samson, Judges 14 verse 2. So he went up and told his father and mother, saying, I have seen a woman in Timnah of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me as a wife. They never used to marry Philistines. Bible says in verse 3, then his father and mother said to him, is there no woman among the daughters of your brethren, or among all my people, that you must go get a wife from the uncircumcised Philistines? It's always good to have information, background information. This cannot be a deal breaker, but it will help you know how you deal with these demons, how you deal with these situations. That is why you need to know these things, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping this will help you make wiser decisions when it comes to engaging the right topics and conversation. Even as you laugh, even as you crack jokes, even as you talk about your favorite things, even as you dance to your favorite music, also ensure that you have concrete discussions for the future.